Hello there everyone, good to see you on another session related to Java microservices communication. If this is your first video in this series and you are new to Spring Cloud Stream, I recommend to watch my first two videos which talks about how microservices can communicate with each other using imperative and reactive style of programming. The link of videos is present in the description. In this session, we'll take a look about bridging non-stream microservice with Spring Cloud Stream. Alright then, let's begin with the session. As we have seen how Spring Cloud Stream abstracts lots of boilerplate code when it comes to microservices communication. But there are cases where the actual data source may be coming from external system, that is not a cloud stream binder. For example, let's take microservice 3 which haven't implemented cloud stream. So service sends data by maybe a classic REST endpoint. So as binder is not aware of this microservice 3, hence microservice 1 will not receive data. How do we bridge such source with functional mechanism used by Spring Cloud Stream? Well, Spring Cloud Stream provides two mechanisms, imperative style and one is reactive style, which takes from REST endpoint and bridge it into Cloud Stream. Let's move to lab to try hands-on. At first, we'll bring up our RabbitQueue instance. So our RabbitMQ instance is up and running. Let's move on to the application. Now let's create app. I will take help of Spring Starter project to initialize our project. Let's keep name of our microservice as app. Add Cloud Stream and RabbitMQ dependency for Spring Cloud Stream and Spring Web dependency to expose the REST endpoint. Now let's write one consumer bean which will take message from the topic and print it on the console. As this is only one consumer bean in the application, Spring identifies the structure and wire all the dependencies properly. Now let's expose a REST endpoint. As this is just a demo purpose application, I am returning void from here, but usually for post application, we will return newly created object by post method. Now we want to wire in all the REST calls to this consumer bean. So for that purpose, we will use stream bridge in imperative style of programming. So binding name will be sync in and zero index, and data is whatever we are getting as a request body. That's it. That's all we need. Now let's test our application. I'm using here curl command to communicate with REST endpoint. So this is a post method, and data is provided as a string, and this is REST endpoint. So now as we can see, we wired in our REST endpoint with our consumer service. Let's try a few more input. Again Spring Boot 1 appeared, and one more. Here you go. That's how easy it is to configure a bridge in imperative way. Now let's try the same using reactive approach. I will stop this application. Now dependencies will be same. Let me move this stream bridge. Now for reactive approach in past we used emitter processor. But as you can see now, this is deprecated. So we'll follow the approach mentioned in this API. So they are saying we can use this method assigned to local variable, and let's replace this emitter processor with that. Now now we need some way to redirect this broadcast with this consumer bean. So for this purpose we will create one more bean of supplier type. Now wire in all the beans. Here we defined source and sink as a cloud function, and we are configuring output of source bean to input of sink. That's all we need to configure a bridge using reactive way. Now let's test this application. Let's clear the console. As we can see again, we're able to get output on the console. Let's try a few more request body. Yeah, here another request. Yeah, that's all for today's session. In next session, I will be covering error handling. Stay tuned to get notification. Thank you.